So I have 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes to tell you my angel story. I lost everything at 16 years old, and I married for food and shelter at 17. I escaped an abusive dad who passed away when I was 16 years old, and a mom who abandoned me, and I lost my home, my parents, all at the age of 16. Married for food at 17, moved 2,000 miles away to South Dakota, where I managed a portrait studio, actually. And I was going to take my life. I started drinking at 12, and I decided on that day that it was it for me. I didn't know if God was real. I was so angry with God. I hated God for allowing me to go through the trauma that I went through as a child. And now I'm 2,000 miles away from home in an abusive marriage, married for food, and I had nothing. I had nothing to lose. And so I knew I was going to pack up the shop, and I was going to drink my Jack Daniels, which was my God back then since the age of 12, and overdose on pills. And so as I was closing shop, I figured I would give God one chance with me to let me know that he was real and that he wasn't going to leave me this way. And so I went to the back of that portrait studio, and I got on my knees and I began to cry. And I cried so hard, and I remember asking God to show me that he was real. And do not leave me this way. I don't want to live and I don't want to die, but if hell is real, I don't want to go there either. And I begged him for a sign, but nothing happened. And so I got up off my knees, I looked in the mirror, and mascara was everywhere. And I said, you know what, God, I will never do that again. To hell with you. And I went back out to the shop and closed that portrait studio. And as I was closing it, a little old man in a yellow baseball cap approached my counter. I said, sir, may I help you? He couldn't speak and he couldn't hear. Or he couldn't speak or hear, and I didn't know what was going on. He just slid me a card. And when I got the card, this is what it said. First, it was a picture of an angel watching two children cross a broken bridge that at any moment they could fall to their death. And I had a twin sister, and I knew that was she and I. I knew that represented our childhood. I knew it represented the danger. And when I flipped it over, it said, Angel of God, my guardian dear, for whom his love permits us here, ever this day be at my side, to light, guard, rule, and guide. And I looked up to ask this little old man, how did you know? And he was completely gone. That man was gone. I remember going right back into that studio office where I just told God to go to hell. And he said, you know what, Marianne, to heaven with you. And that's why I know God is real. When I told God to go to hell and give me a sign, he did. I never found that little old man in a yellow baseball cap, but he changed my life. I do believe in angels. I do believe he rescued me.
Well, that is a lovely story, and I do believe in angels as well. And he will, and they will rescue you when you need rescuing. Have anybody ever had any stories like this? Let me know in the comment section below.